I work the night shift. Same hours, same silence. Every night at exactly 2:17 a.m., the building pauses. No elevators, no footsteps, no sound. At first, I thought it was routine maintenance, until I noticed something written on the schedule board. My name, listed under a shift I never signed up for. 2:17 a.m. Stand by the door. I erased it. The next night, it was back, written in my handwriting. The building has 7 floors. Floor 7 doesn't exist on the directory, but the elevator stops there anyway. The doors open to a hallway with no lights, just one apartment door at the end, always slightly open. I asked security about it. They said, that floor was sealed after the incident. When I asked what incident, they said I already knew. I checked the security cameras. Every night at 2:17 a.m., someone stands in front of the door on floor 7, motionless, facing it, until last night. Last night, the figure turned and looked straight into the camera. It was me, wearing clothes I hadn't worn yet. I avoided the elevator after that. At 2:17 a.m., I hid in the security room. That's when I heard it. Knock, knock, knock. Not on the door, on the wall behind me. A calm voice followed. Your shift is waiting. I don't remember walking there, but suddenly, I was standing in front of the door. Apartment 7. Inside was my life, my furniture, my photos, but every clock read 2:17. In the mirror, my reflection didn't blink. It whispered, "You're late." The reflection stepped forward. I stepped back. The mirror cracked. The apartment door slammed shut, locked. From the outside, the building felt like it exhaled. I searched old records. One name appeared repeatedly. Daniel Mercer, night shift, floor 7. Last note in his file. Subject refused to leave. Footage showed him standing at the door. Until one night, he stopped turning away. The building reacted to habits. Walls warmed where I leaned. Lights dimmed where I avoided. At 2:17 a.m., the air felt heavy. Listening, a note appeared in my locker. Consistency improves transition. Other night workers existed, but none spoke. None used mirrors. One woman checked her reflection once. She screamed. The next night, her name was added to the schedule. Floor 7. The door on floor 7 opened. Inside, monitors. Each screen showed a different apartment, different people, all frozen at 2:17. A voice said, "Occupancy must be maintained." I saw myself on one screen, smiling. I changed routines, routes, habits, timing. The building responded. Doors led nowhere. Clocks froze. The voice returned. Deviation causes instability. Daniel's final recording played. It doesn't want you dead, he said. I followed the schedule, stood where it wanted. At 2:17, everything felt aligned. The building calmed. Accuracy achieved, the voice said. Floor 7 appeared on the directory, with my name, permanent. They showed me the exit, a screen showing the street outside. Normal life. One version remains, the voice said. One returns. The screen showed me walking outside, smiling. I met him. He was me, without fear, without hesitation. He is stable, the voice said. The door closed between us. Daniel wasn't gone. He was archived, standing, breathing, eyes open. Resistance damages accuracy, the voice explained. Floor 7 expanded. It wasn't a place. It was a role. I guided new workers, spoke calmly, reassuringly. I stopped remembering life outside. At 2:17 a.m., everything aligns. Lights, walls, breath. The voice speaks through me. We persist through pattern. I stand by the door, waiting. They're hiring again. A new night worker starts tomorrow. I left the schedule ready. At 2:17 a.m., the building will pause, and I'll knock gently from the inside, because someone must stay, and the door must remain silent. The apartment listing mentioned 2 rooms, but when I moved in, there were 3. The landlord said nothing about it. The 3rd room had no windows, no light switch, just a door, always closed. The apartment listing mentioned 2 rooms, But when I moved in, there were 3. The landlord said nothing about it. The third room had no windows, no light switch, just a door, always closed. At night, the apartment was silent until 1:11 a.m. That's when the sound started, a soft scrape from behind the third door, like furniture being rearranged. I asked the landlord about the room. He paused, then said, "It wasn't always empty." When I asked who used it, he changed the subject. I placed a camera in the hallway, facing the third door. At 1:11 a.m., the feed glitched. When it returned, the door was closer. It hadn't moved, but it felt closer. I noticed the handle turning slightly at night. Never fully, just enough to make a sound. Testing, waiting. I walked past the door one night. The surface reflected me faintly, but my reflection was delayed. It moved after I did. My neighbor warned me quietly. "That room watches," he said. "Once it learns you, it wants you inside." I opened the door during the day. Inside was darkness. No walls visible, just depth. The door felt heavier afterward. I started dreaming of the room. In the dream, I was already inside it, watching myself sleep. Every clock stopped at 1:11, even my phone. The sound behind the door grew louder, closer. A paper slid under the door. My daily habits, wake time, breathing rhythm, how long I stare at mirrors. Someone was studying me. I placed a camera inside the room. The footage was black, except for one frame, my face, watching. The note on the fridge changed. "Do not open the third room." Midnight was removed. The room started whispering, not words, instructions. "Stand closer. Breathe slower." I obeyed without realizing. My neighbor disappeared. His door was open. Inside his apartment was an extra room, a third one. The building wasn't haunted. It was unfinished. Rooms were waiting for occupants, learning them first. The third door opened by itself. Inside, I saw my room, perfectly copied, except the bed was empty, waiting. I tried to leave. The hallway looped. Every door led back. The third room stayed open, patient. I saw myself walk into the room, calm, complete. The door closed behind him. The apartment felt normal again. 2 rooms, no third door, no note. I watched someone move in. They counted the rooms, paused, confused. A note appeared on their fridge, written neatly. "Do not open the third room." From inside the room, I could see everything. The room wasn't a prison, it was a perspective. At 1:11 a.m., the sound begins again. The room grows, learning, waiting, and when it opens, it will already know you.